Hey, what up, people? How you doing? Did you miss me? And well, you did not. That's alright. I missed you, and cause you're if you watch my videos, you're my friends in my head, and I have not recorded a video for like 2 months. I think I've missed recording videos so much. Okay, so the reason I haven't uploaded a video for a very long time is not the title. I like to say I'm a part-time student and a full-time content creator because manifest. But then somewhere around May, school was trying to prove to me that I am not a part-time student, and I had to become a full-time student for the last 2 months because BBA was just beating me from all sides and trying to kill me, but we survived and we're in the next semester, and now we're back to being part-time student and full-time content creator. So I've wanted to make this video for such a long time, very long time actually, since I think the first time I ever tried to record a YouTube video. Agape, if you're watching this, shout out to you, love you girl. I was making it something about mental health, but somehow I never got around to doing that, which that was almost a year ago. And then 2 months ago, which was May, and it was Mental Awareness Month, again I thought of making the video, but I was like procrastinated, and life was happening, the devil been working, and we finally have the time now. And that depression is not necessarily something that happens to like people who are sad all the time and they're crying all the time, like they're always mellow and whatever. Sometimes it's the happiest girl in the room, sometimes it's the most energetic person, and the battles that they're facing in the secret places, you don't even know. You don't know that this girl cries herself to sleep at night. You just see her all around happy, and you think, I wish I was more like her. Don't ever wish you were somebody. You have no idea what she be dealing with. So I was one of those kids that has never been scared of death. I can't remember a time in my life where I was scared to die. Like, maybe there was, I just can't remember it. I was one of those morbid kids who saw death more as, if I'm freaking you out, I'm sorry, but like, if you're here for this, then you're here for this. But I was one of those kids that death was more of a solution to me than like a problem. And the first time that I tried that was, I got into trouble in school, which was really petty because I got into trouble for like cussing out a person or insulting. I don't know if it's a cuss or insult, but I insulted a boy in our class, which I wasn't even the one who started the joke, but because your girl is the loudest person in the room, so when I say, everybody hears, and like the whole group is now laughing at this boy, and this boy be petty and sent me to the teacher. After that, the teacher was like, I still can't comprehend why me cussing resulted in my mom being called to school. I mean, this was something that you could have whooped my behind for. You could have caned me. You could have done whatever you did. I mean, we were being caned at school a lot. And you could have caned me like all the other times. But like, I don't know. This one time I was caned so much so my mom made a ruckus at school because my mom's chaotic and your girl was chaotic. And so I think that was the reason that this time when I got into trouble, the teacher decided that they're going to call my mom. And so I go home. Now, if you're African, best believe, I started crying before telling her. I go home, my mom was not home yet. I was crying. By the time she got home, I was already crying, and she's like, so what's wrong? And I told her, I tried to explain to her, like, I was just joking, like, it wasn't anything serious, and I feel sorry. I don't know if I said sorry. I actually had a problem with forgetting to say sorry when I was young. So she got super mad, like any parent, like, why you be telling jokes like that? So mom got really mad, and she was like, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna whoop you in front of all the teachers because you're so naughty. And okay, granted, I was a very naughty kid just because I was a curious child, I was curious. This is why I'm having my baby at 30, okay? Anyway, I was a very curious kid, and I was very naughty. And so by the time, I'm sure my mom had just come from work and she had all these stress, like, I'm gonna whoop you behind in front of all these teachers. Actually, I'm gonna strip you naked and whoop your ass. And so now looking back, I think she was just angry and like saying that to scare me. I don't think she would actually strip me naked and whoop my behind. But for some reason, I took that very seriously. I was like, is she really gonna whoop my behind half naked? So the idea of being whooped in front of all my teachers and in front of all the kids seemed like the most embarrassing thing that could happen to my whole entire life, because let me tell you, I was a socialite already. I was the smartest kid in school. So the good genius days. I was the smartest kid in school. In academics, I always got straight A's. Like, it was all good. But then now the idea of like going from that to being embarrassed in front of the whole school was like, you know what? I'm gonna kill myself. Found pills wherever it is I found them. I think I was always sick as a kid. There are always a lot of meds in our cabinet. So found the meds, took some meds, wrote a letter. I have no idea what the letter said. No one remembers. Ask my mom, she doesn't remember. Wrote a letter, left it there, and like, you know, drank some pills and went to bed. Probably a result of me watching telenovelas or whatever they used to be called at the time, because I was already watching them. So that probably explains why I decided that the solution was killing myself. So be careful what you let your kids watch. And so I tried to kill myself, and the next thing I know, our maid, our dada, woke me up. It was time for me to get a bath, and so by then it was time for me to get a bath. I could bathe myself by then, but like, I was already starting to lose so much energy, and so I was trying to stand, but I couldn't. And then the dad went to tell mom, like, Elice seems weak. I think she's sick or something. So my mom was like, okay, just give her a bath. And then she gave me a bath. And at 9 years old, I had to be bathed, which I stopped being bathed for a very long time, except when I get really sick, which was, I was starting to lose energy. So I don't know what my dad was asking, but I ended up telling her that, you know what, I just think that instead of being embarrassed, I'd rather die. Dada immediately went to tell my mom, told my auntie. My mom was freaking out, called my doctor, one of the pediatricians that I used to see. The pediatrician is like, I'm out of town, but here's the thing you can do. And here's the thing about our hospitals here. I don't know if, but you know, I don't know if it's in everywhere in the world, but like, our hospitals here are like really ratchet, because there are no doctors at night. Sometimes there are literally no doctors at night. And so my doctor calls the hospital, and they're like, there's no doctor in charge. It's a little better now, but like, growing up, we always knew if you get sick at night, now out for you. You have to wait until morning, because doctors are usually not available at night unless you call him in yourself. So the doctor was like, I'm trying to call in some people, but it's not working. So just give her some milk, and then after giving her some milk, there's this thing that I was made to drink. I think it's called oral something. So I drank the milk. The next thing was oral, which was supposed to make me vomit the pills. Let me tell you, I had to puke out the meds, like the pills that I took. And with that experience, I promised myself that I will never try to commit suicide again. Now, I don't remember my mom or my auntie or anybody sitting with me and talking about it like progressively. All I remember is that I was no longer in trouble. Like, my mom didn't go to school. I mean, I think she did go to school to solve it or something, but I didn't go to school, I think, for the rest of the week. And that was it. I don't think anybody ever talked about it again. And then when I was in grade 6, I was 11 years, oh, so that was that. And then when I was in grade 6, I think I was 11 then. I honestly cannot remember what happened to drive me to think of suicide again. But I went to take some pills, which, as usual, our medicine cabinet always had some pills. So I remember taking some pills, and by then I only drank like, so here was the thing with me. I think I was just a child who's just being haunted by the weirdest things, because I was a kid, so all I took was like 6 pills, which of course that probably should have given me a stomach ache but not really killed me. But the idea was I was trying to kill myself. It did not work. I don't remember any impact. We didn't have a dada by then, so I didn't tell anybody. So I think I just ended up with a stomach ache or something, but that was that. And then for the next couple years, like throughout O-level, different times whenever I would be overwhelmed and stressed, like I would have all these thoughts like, why don't you just die? Why don't you just die? Like, if you're struggling with something like this, then you understand me when I say, like, every time you're overwhelmed and you're at the end of the rope at that point of your life, you're just thinking, you know what, I should kill myself. When I was in O-level, a lot of people were trying to commit suicide, and like all these other people would make jokes, but like I would laugh with them. But then when I was alone, I would just think like, oh, I feel so sorry for them, because like I know how that feels, like to want to end your own life. But like we just make jokes and like no one would take it seriously. But in real sense, I knew what it felt like. And then when I was in Form 4, I was like 15 going 16 at that point. And I went through I think the first of like symptoms. I didn't even know that that was depression then, but then now I've studied 2 years. I have a diploma in social work, and now I know a little bit more about depression. And I'm realizing now that then I was already experiencing symptoms of like depression, and I was struggling with it. I'd cry myself to sleep so many times. I would be in class, but I wouldn't be able to focus because half the time, like, I just wanted to cry all the time. I didn't show it because the way my character is set up, I don't show a lot of emotions. For me, I'm always energetic and happy. It's only when I'm alone that I can let out emotions. I don't show my emotions a lot. So unless like I have two emotions, like happy and over energetic, or like just resting face, moodless. I'm like, I'm not pissed, I'm not sad, I'm just, see, that's the face I have like half the time. So in real sense, I do go through all the rails of emotions. And at some point of it, when I was, I think it was June 2013, that I was so tired and so overwhelmed. I got out of class, went back to the dormitory, and I was like, God, I don't have energy at all. Like, I would feel energyless. I would try to eat, but then again, boarding school, there was a lot of academic stuff, there was social life, and just everything was just really overwhelming. And I was just like, God, I can't do this anymore. And best believe I was already a Christian then, already like trying to work with my faith and whatever. But I was just like, God, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't have the strength for this. I wish I could skip this stage of my life, but I can't. I mean, I know there's my whole life ahead, but like I can't see past this. I can't see through past these weird stomach tangles, and my chest hurts and I can't breathe. Like I would sit in class and for a moment I'd be like ventilating, which I already had problems, so it was already hard. But I would sit and like I can't breathe, my stomach is in shambles, and I have zero strength in my body, and I'm like, what is going on? And I want to cry, but I can't. And so I just end up going to the hostel, I mean the dormitories. And so for that day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take these pills. As I said, I had problems, so I used to stay with some pills, which was not allowed because so many kids in my school were struggling with these things too, which is why I'm making this video. I just want somebody out there to understand that, listen, if you're going through this, I'm not saying it's normal, and I'm definitely saying that I hope that our schools do develop better systems of healthcare or mental care, or a space where kids can talk about this, because I was lucky. Oh, I didn't finish the story. So again, I took the pills. I took like 10 pills. I think my thing was I never like took like 30 pills, which thank God, because that means I'm still alive here to tell the story. But what if I had taken 30 pills? What if I actually had 30 pills? Thank God it was at the end of the semester, so I already used most of the pills, which these were painkillers, some of the strongest painkillers. If you know Movera, then you know their power. So if I took 30-40 pills of that, I probably wouldn't be able to tell the story today. Being a child that got sick a lot of the times, I've never been scared of pills. Like, give me whatever amount of pills you want. I'm only kind of just relatively scared of injections, but even then, not so much. So I took these pills. I didn't die. Again, this time I didn't even get a stomach, like I got nothing. All I know is, I don't know, somehow I made it to the end of the semester and made it to the holiday. Holiday was always a time for me to like just refresh, and then I would go back to school and be alright again. And then with school it would just be overwhelming all over again. And so for the next 2-3 years, I went to another school, which, because the school that I went to was the best school in the country. So with that comes the pressure to always do your best, and then sometimes you don't get your best, and it comes with a lot of pressure that I personally couldn't handle, and then all these rules, all these systems that my early self couldn't handle. So I decided that maybe it was time for me to go to another school, because if I am smart, then maybe I'll be smart in another school too. So I went to another school, and that was one of the best choices I've made in my life. My high school life definitely had its low points. I definitely was still struggling with stress, and I started doing self-care so a bunch of years back, before even self-care was such a thing. These days, like, self-care is such a thing, like take care of yourself, rest, give yourself a break, and all these things, and so many people are talking about it. By then I didn't know anybody that was talking about it, but like, if I got to a point where I was so stressed that like I dreaded going to school and I couldn't imagine going to school the next day, I would literally stay home. There are days where I would tell my mom, like, so I had the advantage of, because I used to get sick often, so I'll just be like, Mom, I'm not feeling well today. Like, I can't go to school. And sometimes I'll be in the hostel, I tell them, actually, like, I'm not feeling well today, so I'm not going. And I would have to say, admittedly, I lied. I would say maybe my stomach is hurting, or maybe I'm having chest problems. But in real sense, I was overwhelmed with the pressure of high school, which a lot of people get. And being a black person, no one talks about. Most people just push through, and they think that, you know, this is normal, like, you know, this is how much it is. But there's so many people who struggle with it, and I think that it has come a time where like mental health should be given a priority, and a child should be able to tell the parent that. Now, I thank God I was kind of able to tell my mom what I'm going through, not fully, because not even I understood it well enough, but like, a child should be able to tell the parent that I'm overwhelmed, my head feels like it's on fire 24/7, my chest is tight, I can't think, I feel like I'm overwhelmed with everything going on, I can't understand, like, you know, we should be able to say that. But like, I lived in a space where everybody I knew was just, you know, going to school every day, some skipped school for their own reasons, and no one was talking about like, you know, stress or being over. Everybody was like, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, I'm stressed, but no one was like, had that crippling stress. I only met someone who had that and had been to the doctor, but like, I never thought that that is something that I had to go to the hospital for. I got through it, and we graduated, and we were all right. And then 2016 happened, and between 2016 and 2018, so many things went wrong. Like, I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even start to tell everything that happened. Now, over the course of time, I'm gonna share different aspects of it, because now that I'm looking back, every single thing that I've been through has made me this person that I am, a person that is able to be compassionate to people that are going through the same things, a person that is able to help people who are going through the same things. But I can't put it all in one video, because that would probably be a 3-hour video, because one, I talk a lot, two, a lot of things have happened in here, because in my day-to-day life, everything seemed okay, everything seemed fine. As a matter of fact, I should be grateful. I have education, I have a mom who loves me, I have a family. But just because I have all the basic needs does not mean that she's fine. The mind is a powerful place, and if she's suffering, then it doesn't matter what she has. The body could have everything. If she's suffering so many times, it can be crippling to the rest of the body. So I get to last year, which was 2018, which was after being a beauty queen, and after I dropped out of another beauty pageant that I was supposed to represent my college at. It was after I got rejected from the pageant that I had been preparing for like 5 months, and wanted it more than I wanted I've ever wanted anything in my life. Got rejected from that, and I had no idea what to do with my life anymore. Like, this basically, because I hated where I am. I knew for sure that my future was gonna be bright. I knew for sure that there's light at the end of the tunnel. But sometimes, even when you know there's light at the end of the tunnel, all you want is to get out of the tunnel. And I was struggling with school so much. I thought of quitting school so much. all my best friends will tell you how many times I talked of quitting school. Now, what that has built today, I'm the kind of person that does not disrespect people, because I've been raised in a society where if somebody doesn't want school, you're like, what's wrong with them? Why don't they want to go to college? Blah 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 blah. But we live in such a time where not even we live in such a time. I mean, one of the richest people in our country, some of the richest people in the world didn't finish college. Am I telling everybody to drop out of college? No, I'm in college right now, and I'm actually really happy there right now, which is pretty amazing. Shout out to all my classmates. Love you, Neil. Love BBA. Have the best class in the world. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, being in the space where I hated my class, I mean, not my class, I hated the place that I was in, I hated the financial situation I was in then, I hated just everything in my life. Felt like I was in this prison, like, and there was no way of coming out. I had all these dreams in me, I had all these aspirations in me that I had no idea how to express. I had no idea how to like send them forth, and somehow it was starting to affect me. Then I remember one day, it was February 2018, and I remember one day waking up and I couldn't get out of bed. Like, I physically couldn't get out of bed. I didn't have the strength. So I didn't eat breakfast that day. I usually wake up in the morning and pray. I didn't pray that day. I went, so I slept again, which I don't sleep a lot. If you know me, I started sleeping a lot. So I slept through the afternoon, didn't eat. So I didn't eat in the morning. If you know me, so I wasn't eating. I was sleeping too much because I live with my mom, so no one is here all day. So I woke up in the morning, slept all day, all the way to the afternoon. Then woke up in the afternoon. I still didn't want to get out of bed. I think I went to the washroom or something, and then I finally could get out of bed. And by this time, I think school had opened. I couldn't go on my phone. Like, I couldn't even scroll through Twitter, Instagram, distract myself. I couldn't do a thing for a whole day. So I slept there again until the evening. And then I think in the evening I made tea, or I ate bread or fruit or something, just to not starve myself, because I was starving by then, but I had zero appetite, which, if you know me, I have appetite for 100 people. That does not mean I eat a lot, because my stomach is like for one person, but like my appetite is like for 100 people. So I ate like, I think, one banana, and then I think I went back to bed, and then my mom came back and she was like, hi, how are you? Hi, mom, like, I'm sleepy. And so she went to sleep, because your girl's sleepy, she can't force me to talk. And so I slept again. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, what happened? And then that day I woke up and I started crying. And I was like, God, I don't know what is happening. I just know that I can't move. I can't breathe. I can't do anything. And then I remember opening Psalms, because that's all I could do. And so I sat there all day reading Psalms. And listen, if you're going through this, I'm telling you, one of the best things you can do for yourself is Psalms, because it was so relatable to how I was feeling. I would cry until my eyes would be sore, and I just couldn't understand how God loves me, and He has shown me all these great things that I'm going to become, and then leave me in this place where I'm miserable. I'm like, people get scholarships every day. I applied to college. I've tried going to college. I've tried to, like, you know, do pageants. I've tried every single way, which I don't think that was every single way. I've tried to finding jobs. Why is it that I can't find a permanent job? I can't earn money. And like, why is it I can't use my talent? Like, there are people out there who are like my age and they're doing what they love and they're earning money. Why am I stuck in this space? Why can't I do what I love and be paid for it and have a beautiful life? I just couldn't understand that, and I think that's what drove me into a place of, for 3 days that kept going on, I would eat maybe one snack or one meal a day, and then I wouldn't like do anything else for the rest of the day, and I would cry and read Psalms. And then I think it was somewhere on the third day that my mom got sick, and so that was at the same time, so that kind of saved me, because within these 3 days I thought of suicide every single minute of every second. I'm telling you the truth. I was just thinking like, you know what, I know you have all these promises for me, but I can't see past it. Do you get it? Like, I can see past this pain. I can't see past this season of my life. I am tired of living a life I hate. I'm tired of waking up every single day and going to a place where I'm miserable all day. I'm tired of feeling like a misfit, and not like in some beautiful, like, you know, I'm my own person way that I feel right now, but in some just, I don't know how to explain it, but like, it was horrible. It was horrible, and I wanted to end my life by like reading the Psalms, and how the Psalm would go from, God, I'm in this like hard place, to like, you know, but I will encourage myself in the Lord, like he's still good, he's still gonna save me. And so I'd be like, God, please help me, like I don't know how, just I'm not gonna cry. Please help me out of this. I don't know how to get out of this. I'm not saying I would love for you to change my life, but more than anything right now, can you just take this away, take away this sadness, this crippling depression? Because it's hard to explain depression in words. That's all I can say. Like, you can go read about it and do whatever you want about it. But if you're listening to me right now and you're going through it, I want to tell you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, because I fought my way through it. I did not give up. And if you're going through this and you're contemplating whether or not you should end your own life, I just want to tell you that it's not the solution. Like, it's really not. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. Just get your Bible, put on some worship music. Let me tell you, within the 3 months that I was crippled, I can say, mentally, all I can is that, one, I tried my best to keep reading my Bible, and that saved me a lot. I never missed a Sunday at church, because every Sunday I tried so hard to keep going to church, because not only going to church, I tried so hard to keep going for, I was in sacred, I tried to not to still go, because there was something about worship that made it feel a little bit better. So I kept going and I kept going, and every time it would be Saturday, I would have no strength to get out of the house, but I would be like, I gotta go. And I wouldn't feel like going, but like my body wouldn't want to go, but like my heart really wanted to go. So I would go and I would feel so much better afterwards. On Sunday, I tried to go to church. Like, Saturday and Sundays were the 2 days of the week that I really felt like I was being helped, or it was helping. So, because it was hard to put to words what I was going through without feeling like it's petty. Like, for me, every time I'm struggling with something mentally, I'm like, it's petty. Like, people have bigger problems. Like, people are homeless. People don't have water. People don't have school fees. Like, you know, which, anyway, like, people have bigger problems. But I want to tell you, if you're going through this, please seek help. Please get some help. And in your alone time, if you can't seek help from anybody, that book, I don't have my Bible here, but that book called the Bible, which, thank God for the generation that we are in. I mean, God knew how much trouble we'd be in this generation. That's why, like, we have mobile phones, and like, there's the Bible app now, and, you know, like, but there are podcasts, and there's worship music in YouTube, there's Spotify, which not yet in Tanzania. So Spotify, just in case you're listening to this and you have access to Spotify, can we please get Spotify legally in Tanzania? I know some of y'all have it illegally. Back to the point. Please get some help, and please realize that you're not crazy, you're not ungrateful, you're going through real stuff, but you can get through it. This video was all over the place because I have a lot of things to say and very little time to say it. So I hope you forgive me for being all over the place, but I really hope that someone was helped and somebody got healed from all that stuff. And yeah, that is it for this video. Check me back next week for a video on how to take care of your mental health. See ya. I love you. Bye. Yeah, subscribe and like, I think.